What's up, Planeswalkers, and a happy holiday. This is Theorix6 back with some more Magic the Gathering Arena. Don't forget to head on over to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10. It's a good deal and helps support the channel. Now today, we are going to actually play in the Holiday Pauper event. One, because it's free, and two, because honestly, it's just because I like the board. I really wanted to showcase this board. I am playing a deck that may not be super interesting for a lot of the viewers, but I really like what they did with the board, and I want to talk a lot about that stuff, more than necessarily playing Pauper. Because I still think that standard Pauper is a little bit subpar. I do hope that soonish, once Wizards, brings in the rest of the decks that have already rotated, or rest of the sets, sorry, that the Pauper events are no longer standard Pauper, but they're like arena sets Pauper. I don't know exactly what you'd call them. Substandard, postmodern, whatever you want to call them. I just hope that eventually we'll get to that point where Pauper has a little bit more than just what's in standard, because Pauper already takes like a quarter of what you can actually play, and it being standard makes it even smaller. But what we're doing here is we're playing Kapalo Control. Now, I straight up took this deck from AetherHub, and this was a Twitch streamer. I'm going to link down to his Twitch channel in the description. And I tried several different things. I tried white-black vampires. I tried mono-black like Control. I tried mono-white Weenie. I tried Burn. I didn't like any of them. They were just really annoying to play. And so I went to AetherHub, started looking at different lists people were doing, and I really loved this dude's control deck. And he apparently, at the time that I got this deck, was like 20-2 with it. And I've been doing relatively well with it. So definitely check out his stuff, and it'll be linked in the description down below. Now, this is a really typical control deck. It has some removal spells, has some late game cards, and has some ways to draw cards and things. But because it's Pauper, our late game spells aren't nearly as flashy, but they're surprisingly good in this format. But before we get to that, we are running 3 Deadweight. There are a ton of 1-drops running around, especially the birds. You'll have the Skyhawk thing and the lifelink 1. You have the 1/2 and the 1/1 lifelink. Both of those can get out of hand with the enchantments that have been running around. So Deadweight is a very nice card to deal with early game aggression. We are running 1 Syncopate. This does come in handy from time to time, but it's a lot better on the play than it is on the draw, so I think having one of them is totally fine. We are running 4 Omenspeakers. This card, it blocks really nicely, and it lets you set up the rest of your hands a lot better. We are only running 23 lands in a deck that does have a decent number of 4 and 5 drops, even some 6 drops. So we do want to make sure we get a correct number of lands, but hilariously, even though we are running 23 lands, we can still flood out because of the fact that we are, the average CMC is still really low. So it's really nice to have Omenspeaker in the deck, and it is something that we can sacrifice to Vicious Offering, which we'll get to. Doomed Dissenter is a fantastic blocker early. It is a double blocker, which is nice because it dies once, and then you get a zombie back, and you can sack it to Vicious Offering. 4 Essence Scatter. Creatures are just everywhere. There aren't really good ways to, spell kill your opponent. I've seen a few people run, Lava Axe, so theoretically you could die to some Lava Axes running around, but for the most part people are going to try and win with creatures, so main decking Essence Scatters is absolutely fine. 2 Blink of an Eyes. I found that this card comes in handy in so many different scenarios. A lot of the white removal right now is Take Vengeance as well as Luminous Bonds, so being able to bounce your creature, putting their Luminous Bonds in the graveyard, and often rebuying their ETB, so for Cloudreader Sphinx or Salvager of Secrets, you're going to be able to rebuy for Salvager of Secrets, Blink of an Eye, or Cloudreader Sphinx's Scryability. It's very nice. Additionally, you are going to be able to kind of stem the tide of a super aggressive deck that you may not have all of the tools you need to deal with them right yet, so Blink of an Eye is a very versatile tool to have in this arsenal. 3 Moment of Craving. Aggro's everywhere. You kill things, you gain life. You typically want to, because of the amount of enchantments I've been seeing, you typically do want to wait until your opponent is attacking you to utilize this, because during their first main phase, they might end up putting an enchantment upon one of their creatures, a dub. I've seen people use Sure Strike as well, so you can wait until right before damage happens. So, you really want to time your Moment of Cravings right, and you're going to get a ton of value out of the card. Vicious Offering scales fantastically. It early game can act as a slightly weaker Moment of Craving, but the fact that we are able to relatively easily sack some of our nonsense creatures and just decimate a creature. 5/5 is like really large stats when you consider the fact that every person is playing commons, right? The biggest creature we have is a 4/5. Obviously, you can get bigger. I've not seen any green decks, but you know, there are plenty of large creatures in green that this wouldn't hit. Cough, cough, the 6/6 trample dinosaur. But for the most part, Vicious Offering does exactly what we needed to do. I did change something about this deck. I added a Divination, and I don't know. Oh, I found that he had too many lands. He had 24, and I found that there was just too many times I was flooding out. So I cut one land and added a Divination. Essentially, just a nice way to draw cards that, for what it's worth, doesn't lose its life, and is technically a little bit easier to draw with because of the fact that it's only blue mana, and usually it will draw you into some lands. So it felt like a fine trade, and it's worked out relatively well. Mephitic Whispers? I don't know. There's a surprising number of Rats decks running around, but even if there weren't, plenty of the decks have a bunch of X1s, so, you know, this kills half of the 1-drop birds, it kills a bunch of 2-drops, a bunch of 3-drops. This does, like, a really good job at sweeping up the board, and it does give you a nice Surveil too. For what it's worth, it can also soften up creatures, so you can go ahead and attack with your kind of measly creatures, and if your opponent blocks with some X2s, then you will be able to get them like that, which is very nice. We have 2 Notion Rains because we want to draw cards. The 2 damage kind of hurts depending on the deck you're going against and if you're on the player on the draw, but the fact that you're able to Surveil first is very nice. Devious Cover-Up. I found that this card is incredibly strong because it counters anything. So I found that sometimes I will need to counter something like a Deadly Visit. I have had to counter a Lava Axe before because it would have not been lethal, but it would have been darn close. And the fact that you're able to put your best cards back in your deck is really nice. You do need to make sure that you don't put all of your best cards back in the deck because you do run Salvager of Secrets, but you can add in, what I typically do is I add in like all of my drawback. And Salvager Secrets almost always gets removal anyway, so I found that that's a really nice thing to do with Devious Cover-Up. Eviscerate. It kills a thing. That's it. It just destroys a creature. You need that sometimes. Cloudreader Sphinx, fantastic. It's a flyer, which is really nice. It scries 2, it blocks in the air, it's 3/4, so it's a decent clock on your opponent. It's an all-around good card. Salvager of Secrets doesn't fly, doesn't have a great body for its cost, but it gets you back pretty much anything that you need at the time. Its cost is a little bit prohibitive, considering the fact that you oftentimes are getting removal, and if you don't have 7 lands, then you have to wait a turn for that removal, but you can at least chump with Salvager of Secrets, which is nice. Cold Water Snapper. This card's real hard to deal with. The fact that it's a 4/5 is pretty decent by itself. A lot of people are running more aggressive strategies, so their creatures are going to be relatively small, and the fact that it has hexproof means that your opponent is going to have a hard time dealing with it. Your opponent essentially is going to have to like double or triple block, and when they do, you have so much removal in the deck that's instant speed that can just annoy what your opponent's trying to do, that they're often going to be put in situations where they have to double or triple block, and then you just blow them out by bouncing one of the creatures, or even just a -2/-2 on a creature that doesn't die is going to potentially put it so that Cold Water Snapper is going to take 4 damage instead of 5, and now you've killed both of their creatures. They're not going to be able to double block on the following turn, and it's just a really nice snowbally effect that's going to win you most games that it comes down and sticks. And then this, of course, is our mana situation. You can see that we're playing all 8 of our access to tapped lands, and that's because we are a control deck, so we don't always need to be playing lands untapped, and we almost always want to make sure that we are getting the correct mana colors for the time that we're doing. So that was a Pauper deck, and I should note that I have, I think, 3 Llanowar Elves and 3 Firemind's Research at this point. I think 3. And we're at 3 wins for this one. 3 wins, no losses. As I said, I have been doing really well with this deck. It's been very good to me. So hopefully, I mean, I'm 3-0, right? Hopefully, I don't come up against just like 2 decks that decimate me. We're going first, which is helpful. Moment of Craving, Notion Rain, fantastic keeps. And we will lead off with a Swamp. I think that black... Oh, I want to hit it. I think that black decks are a little bit more prevalent than blue decks, so I didn't want to necessarily show that off first. But look at this board. Our opponent is on at least 3 colors. That is a little worrying. That's fine. I do need to get some counterspells, some larger removal. I don't need this land because we do have 5 mana for the Cloudreader Sphinx. Do I want the Vicious Offering? I actually don't think I do. I don't know what my opponent is doing, but it seems like they're more of a late game strategy considering they're playing these 2 lands. Essence Scatter is still nice to have, because next turn I can Omenspeaker and hold up Essence Scatter. Very, very good play. Oh, Bishop. Alright, well, I guess I was incorrect. But for what it's worth, we can still Omenspeaker and hold up Moment of Craving for if our opponent wants to do some instant speed shenanigans, and at this point, I think we will just do that. Because once again, we do have 5, and this is only 1 more mana, so we should be okay. And we will wait. Our opponent could have protection, but... Now, this map is awesome. I'm not going to block. I don't need to... I guess I'll block. Yeah. I'm actually going to just let the damage happen. I don't care if they gain 2 life. Unfortunate that they do have card draw, but meh, it's fine. And I will go ahead and kill that now. And I think instead of Cloudreader Sphinxing, we're going to Divination and hold up Essence Scatter. I think that's the slightly better play. Ooh, Salvager into Divination's really nice, especially against a deck that might be trying to outvalue us. Anyway, I would love to talk about this here map, please. Yeah, we'll Essence Scatter it. It's 2 bodies. We don't need them having too many enchantments. You can click the snowmen, their heads fall off, and then they pick them back up, which is creepy as hell. But they do put them back on. Each of these presents has a different color scheme. I think honestly, I feel like my opponent might have a counter spell. Like a negate. I think I would rather have Salvager of Secrets Resolve. Oh, okay, well. I will take the Swamp up first, and then the Blink of an Eye. Blink of an Eye is still really good, so I'm totally fine with that happening. Shields are kind of down, but it's fine. So they're playing Merfolk, I guess? Didn't expect that. Arcane Flight, interesting. Has Hexproof. So this is going to be a little annoying. But what I can do is I can attack them, give them an oops. Gotta give them the oops. Oops. Ah, darn. So I was gonna try and Mephitic Vapors them, but I think now I just get down to Cold Water Snapper. This is big enough to deal with this. So yeah, it looks like my opponent is playing an enchantment deck. Bant Enchantments. Yep, that's exactly what's happening. So Blink of an Eye is actually going to be... Oh my gosh. Oh, it's because of the hexproof. This is an interesting, interesting thing to do. Okay, okay. So I can Blink of an Eye one of the enchantments. Interesting. This is the first deck like this that I've come up against. So I have enough to play Doomed Dissenter as well. But would I rather hold a Moment of Craving? I think I'd rather have Doomed Dissenter down. And we get rid of the Squire's Devotion because it gives lifelink. Yep, this is, I mean, potentially going to be very painful, but without the lifelink, it's not going to matter as much. Wow. This is incredibly interesting. How much does Squire's Devotion cost? 3? Alright, cool. I think they already played a land. There we go. Oh, thank goodness. I didn't know if that would work. Ow, we're in 3. Essence Scatter does not really matter. So I'm going to attack all in. And we're probably just dead. This is interesting. I've absolutely not come up against this deck before. Oh, you know what? I'm dumb. I should have kept that up to block. That was a mistake on my part. Whoops. Oh well. Yeah, that was a mistake. Well, I'll let my opponent do whatever while I talk about the gifts. Yeah, so there's a bunch of gifts, as you can see. They change color. The gargoyles have snow on them. You knock them off, and snow comes back. This little dog, I'm a little disappointed, doesn't do anything. Wow, interesting. Bant Enchantments. I mean, it works. As you can see, the background of Ravnica is all... Oh my goodness. I did not notice that before. That's horrifying. It's a giant gingerbread man. Oh, no, I think it's a fruitcake, and then I don't know what that is. But yeah, this is absolutely amazing. If Wizards can keep, and of course you see like the frost on the thing. If Wizards can keep making really interesting, like seasonal alts like this, that it's super cool. I really enjoy playing on this board. All right, awkward loss. Kind of an awkward loss. Possibly could have won if we didn't make certain plays, but it's fine. Essence Scatter's nice. We're going second, which is unfortunate, but yeah, we have Essence Scatter, Vicious Offering, Notion Rain, and our opponent Mulligan, so this is fine. Checkmate, great name. We of course do play the tap land first. Let's see what style of deck this is, as I dance my card around. Oh, and of course, I forgot. It's snowing, and the birds are a different color. All right, red, blue. What I've typically seen is Wizards. So let's see if that is the case. I'm assuming a Pyromancer here. No, but it is looking like it is Wizards. Here we will play the Swamp. And then we have Offering Up or Essence Scatter, depending, of course, on what our opponent does. We'll take 2 damage at first. Yeah, we would rather kill... We'd rather scatter that, I believe. So here, I think we can... Moment of Craving is nice. So I think here we Submerged Boneyard. And I think we just Moment of Craving this now. We'll wait. Our opponent might be playing enchantments or something. So that's kind of the reason to wait. So we could just kill this now, but I think I'm fine waiting. I'd rather see if they play like another Aven Wind Guide or something. And we are just going to recoup the damage, so it shouldn't be too bad. Pyromancer, sure. So they are playing Blue-Red Wizards. And I have had a good track record against these decks, so I should be okay. Obviously, if we had Mephitic Vapors in hand, we would not be killing this, but... and we'll play the Island. So we could Notion Rain here. It does leave us a little bit vulnerable. But it probably sets us up a little bit better than just holding up the Offering. And we get another Offering and an Eviscerate. I think we do just want removal against this deck. This is very much a creature deck. So, being able to potentially offering next turn is nice, especially against a Wind Guide. Wind Mage, excuse me. Oh, okay. That is potentially better. Because, yeah, now we have enough to kill both of these. And another 2/2 if he plays it. So, yeah, we'll do it instant speed because we can. And then we'll probably Salvager of Secrets back the Notion Rain. Because we do need to keep drawing more cards. Past the blockers. Alright. I was thinking our opponent might Sure Strike. That's fine. Okay, well that's nice to see. And I think instead of playing Salvager now, I will wait. Play a little bit more conservatively. Counter a creature. They might have a better creature, but I do Eviscerate, so I'm not too worried about it. But no creature from them. Ooh, I really want to keep the Cover-Up up, though. I have Eviscerate, so as long as they don't have something heinous, then I think I would like to just get my Notion Rain back. Just to be able to bury them in card advantage. It's a bit heinous. I kind of wish I had the Devious Cover-Up. But it only kills my Salvager, so not too worried about it. 3, so I will Notion Rain, especially now that we got the Essence Scatter. I like both of these. Because I can, yeah. So I can land, Omenspeaker, and hold up Essence Scatter. Obviously another Hypothesis is kind of bad. I don't think I want Syncopate at this point. And I don't think I want Deadweight at this point, because I have Eviscerate and double Counterspell. I plan on him not having creatures up, so... Let's see what he has. Checkmate. Another Hypothesis. Kind of bad, but they do at least have to discard something to kill my creature. And they did. Sure. They are getting a little advantage on me, but it's fine. Blink of an Eye is nice to see. I might let something resolve if I can get Blink of an Eye value out of it. Dissipate, that's fine. No need to cover that up. I'd rather counter something that is more important than them drawing a card. Lava Runner. Yeah, it's damage. Do I want to counter it, or would I rather wait? I think I do want to counter it. This deck is definitely relatively difficult to pilot. Alright, and we just keep passing. We do keep playing lands because sometimes we are going to want to do multiple things in a turn. We got a red, or a white bird. I've seen a red bird. Pyromancer. Yeah, we're going to cover that up, I think. And we're going to put back in Notion Rain. We are getting a little low, but Notion Rain. I think we still want Moment of Craving. Do we want the Essence Scatters? We probably want one. And honestly, I think Omenspeaker is better than the Salvager. And we just dump those back in. And Omenspeaker, how nice. And at the end of turn, I can Blink of an Eye this, if I so choose. Don't want that. Another Omenspeaker is totally fine. I could Blink of an Eye it now, but I'd rather not. Just in case my opponent is going to do something annoying. For what it's worth, I can also bounce it in response to, like, Hypothesis. I'm not going to bounce it this turn because I did get another Omenspeaker, so. Just going to chain Omenspeakers for the rest of the game and ping him to death with my Oracle. Interesting. That's fine. And Blink of an Eye that. Just kind of a tempo play here. I could Eviscerate it, but just rather have the tempo of drawing another card. Essence Scatter is nice, which means I can just counter it. I will take the Snapper, thank you. Much faster route to victory than hitting them for like 2 a turn. Oh, that's one of the other things I forgot to mention. The magic card back is a gingerbread thing. Wizards, why can't we unlock this? This would be awesome to just have. Ouch. Slightly painful. Can't Eviscerate and Snapper. But Snapper's a decent blocker, so it's probably fine. I'm going to leave an Omenspeaker back as well, just because I am a chicken. Tap on the Gross Giant in the background. I don't think, like, any of the other stuff is tappable. I believe, by the way, that this is Vizkopa. Oh. And we cast this. Vizkopa is the Orzhov Bank. I want to say that's what this is, but I could be wrong. Also, stop burning me, please. Need a Moment of Craving, for sure. I'm going to attack with 2 of them. Oh, man. I feel like I should Eviscerate. I could die because I didn't Eviscerate. Right, that's fine. Deadweight is amazing to see. Do I just kill the Viashino now? I don't think I do. I think I need to save it for something scarier. I am gonna not attack with the other Omenspeakers, though. I think I'm at a low enough life total that I really want to make sure I can block both of those Pyromancers. Because they could theoretically draw into like a shock or something. And then if they have... I have no idea what... Like, they've been holding on this card like the entire game. So... I have no idea what it is, and I want to make sure, to the best of my ability, that I'm able to block. I feel like I should be singing Christmas songs. I feel like that's what everyone wants. Well, can't sing that one, because that one's incredibly messed up. Why is it that I'm just, like, drawing nothing? Oh, that was dumb. I could have eviscerated this, and I would have technically had lethal. I don't know if I would have gone for it. Yeah, I don't know if I would have gone for it just because I'm a dirty, rotten chicken. I have no idea what this card is that my opponent has. But I'm still going to just play it safe. Alright, yeah, sure. What do you got, opponent? Did you get me? Block and block. Shock my face, yep. Shock my face, alright. Good game. Ah, there's the Moment of Craving. Alright. Okay, cool. We won that one. Let's see if we can get another Fire Mines research. I don't really like a bunch of Christmas songs. But now I feel like a tease. I have to sing something. Alright, I have no idea. I have to actually look up the lyrics to a song. We're going second. Not great, but we do have Craving and Offering. Syncopate, as I said, not as good when we're going second, but we do still have an okay situation. Oh god. It's the turn one plays. Alright, Omenspeaker's nice to see. Something we can block Hunted Witness all day long with. Snubhorn Sentry is not something I've seen from these decks. Potentially Dees, though. Potentially Dees. And I think we're just going to go ahead and Omenspeaker. Luckily, Vicious Offering does kill these, so... Deadweight. Deadweight's fine. I think I like Deadweight. I definitely like Notion Rain, but do I want double Deadweight? I don't think I do, because we have... Next time we're going to be on 3, so we're probably going to want to Deadweight, like, Vicious Offering something, potentially. So yeah, I think we're not going to keep the Deadweight on top. Oh, gosh. Alright. That is not great. So we're going to take a chunk of 3 here. There's no point in throwing that away. Another Snubhorn. Alright. So we pretty much are going to Deadweight this. And we're going to hold up Moment of Craving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, sure. So our opponent hopefully will never get a chance to activate Ascension. The plan is to just not let them have it. Hunted Witness. That's fine, I suppose. Can't really do anything about it, I guess. I do think I'd still Moment of Craving one of the Hunted Witnesses. Because it's mana efficient, and I need to make sure I'm doing something with my turn. So now I have Syncopate, Vicious Offering. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh. So if they play a land, I do just lose. I just give them Ascension, which is not good. Not good at all. Darn. Darn. Because I really don't want to give them Ascension. I think for that reason I might just need to kill something here. I think I just Vicious Offering this, which is awful, but I think it's the correct thing to do. I think I just have to keep them off of Ascension for as long as I can. And for what it's worth, if they draw something, they have to get. So they would have gotten Ascension, right? If I had not done that. Unfortunately, now they can still get it again. Devious Cover-Up. Oh, man. I'm not in the best situation here. I don't want that. I do want this, though. Yeah. So I'll have Syncopate, but against this deck, probably not gonna be something I can get. Don't have a land. Not a land, but unfortunately, they are going to just be able to get it off. Darn, darn, darn. So this is going to be very, very bad for me. I don't think I block. Oh, Blink of an Eye is kind of helpful. But, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I Salvager of Secrets the Vicious Offering? No, I Salvager of Secrets the Moment of Craving. Yeah. Then I can double block one of these. Moment of Craving, yeah. I can double block one. Oh, and I'm still dead, aren't I? Darn. Darn, darn, darn. I was so close. Yep, I think my opponent made the correct decision. I have to single block both. 3, 6, yep. Damn. I've not seen Stormheart Century. This does nothing. Blink of an Eye. Blink of an Eye Moment of Craving saves me, I think. For at least a turn. So we blink one of them. Moment another? No, we're still dead. Darn. Oh well. I was so close to another research. That is one thing that I don't like. I understand that it's a free thing, but the fact that 1, 2, 3, and 4 wins are all exactly the same, and then you have to get the 5th win, is kind of a punch in the face. I feel like it should be 4 wins or 2 losses. So 1, 2, 3, same thing, and then just like move this down. Like, it's a little annoying when you get to 4 wins and then you just lose twice in a row. Anyway, this is definitely at least my 5th win in a row. But I'm not going to leave you guys off with no song. So, for those strange people who want to hear me sing for some reason, I will sing a small amount of a Christmas song after I thank my patrons. Alrighty then. I would love to thank all of my plethora of wonderful patrons for their continued support, especially Salamander and Zaraga. If you'd like to join them, you can find links to that in the description down below, along with links to my Discord server. Again, be sure to check out Capolo, I believe is his name. I will put my link to his Twitch in the description. Yeah, I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, go and tap that like button, add a subscription to your mana pool, cast a comment in the comment section down below. Until next time, all will be one. Happy holidays, and I'm going to make more like videos between now and New Year's, so no reason to say that anyway. But for those of you who want to hear for some reason, I don't know why you guys like when I sing. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas everywhere you go. Take a look at the 5 and 10. It's glistening once again with candy canes and silver lanes that glow. That's all you guys get, all right? You creeps. You weird internet people. Oh man, someone actually commented that like they want me to do like an end of the year compilation of all the times I sang. Which I would do if I wasn't a lazy bum and didn't mind editing. But I'm definitely gonna make an end of the year like recap video because man, so much cool stuff has happened this year that I feel like it deserves its own video. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that nonsense. Hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and you know, just enjoy looking towards 2019. So yeah, peace.